folks. So, I'm rather hoping that I can... Oh my goodness, what's it up to? Hang on. I'm just going to see if I can get myself on the computer as well so I can see people's comments as you make comments. Why the heck doesn't it want to work? I am just... Oh, maybe that's me. Ooh, God, that looks terrible. Okay, anyway, hi Deborah. It's good to see somebody's watching me. Let me just see if I go like that, whether it then shows me. Oh, morning Rose. Yay, look at that. Good, people are watching. Excellent. So today I thought I would show you something that I use constantly. So just about every time I make something, I end up using one of these. So, hi Deborah, hi Rose. So I'm going to turn this around and show you what I'm talking about. Ooh, go on in there. Oh, no, what have I done? Rotate your phone. Oh, I'm not trying to rotate my phone. I just want to pop it onto there. Hi Lorraine. Okay, so this is what I am talking about, the humble Dauber. So I use these so much. Now, when you buy them, you get 5 in a packet. So I'm just going to put my 5, back into their packet. And they do have a tendency to roll away. Ooh, get back there. So, where was I? Okay, so I'm going to show you the sort of things that I have made with my Daubers. Apparently that's not going to show me anyway. All right, so here we go. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. I have daubed all the way around the outside of that one. The next one, I've made Daubers just to go across them like that. The next one, I have daubed with my Daubers. The next one, I've sort of like partly daubed with my Daubers. The next one, I've again partly daubed with my Daubers. And then the last one's a bit more technical that you then add something else into it, a punch. And you can create like this sort of thing. So, going to show you how. First bit of paper. Okie dokie, let's pop a couple of bits underneath there. So, we started with this one. So, I've decided I'm going to go with blues rather than purples this time because I have 3 boys and really lots of purple cards aren't terribly useful to me. And I'm not actually hugely keen on purple either, which is slightly ironic, because I seem to use it a fair bit. So we've got the Misty Moonlight Dauber. I actually label my Daubers so that I have one for each colour, because then I don't have to go between Daubers to get to different colours and things. So a bit like that. Anyway, right, so we're going to go, I'm going to use Happiest of Birthdays stamp set, which I've used heaps of times before, but I absolutely adore this saying. I just think it's fantastic. It's lovely. It's big. It's just one of those sayings that you can just use and not have to worry about putting anything else onto the card. So, oh, and I actually can't see what I'm doing here. There we go. That's better. There we go, so ink it up. So when you ink it, you just tap, 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 and it should come out like that. Fabulous. So, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Just Jade around the outside of this one. So when you want to just edge a card, you just literally go along like that to begin with. So I hold it off the bench, for want of a better word, and I get that and get this edge, and then I tap off the excess, and then you can kind of smoke the outside of it. So I like the look of it, sort of giving a slightly smoky look around the outside. That's just one of my preferences for cards. So there we go. That is the first one. I'm not going to make up the entire card because I figure that, you know, you can actually see what it would look like. If I was using this one, I'd actually go with these sequins instead. So for the cards that I made originally, I actually used the Artistry Blooms sequins, which have have adhesive on the back of them, and they come in different colours. And I kind of like these because they don't have a hole in the middle of them. I don't know if you can see that. Sadly, my computer is not playing game and I can't actually see what I'm showing you. Maybe next week. I'll get there eventually. So anyway, that's what I used on those ones. And on this one, I would actually go with the Whale of a Time sequins because they have more sort of bluey colours and more appropriate to this. And they do have little holes in the middle of them, but that doesn't matter. So that's the first way of using a Dauber, and probably the most simple and probably the one that I use it the most for. So the next way is this, where you're actually just swishing it across the whole piece. So enter my piece of cardstock. I'm just going to rub the edges down, and we will start with the darkest colour at the bottom. So ink it up, tap it off, and you want to go over it like this. And you're just rubbing until you're happy with the saturation of colour. Then the next colour is my Just Jade. So you'll see that I take off, so once I've inked it up, I just take off a little bit of it on the side, only because I don't want to end up with like a big blob in the middle, and it does tend to do that if you don't. So I'm just going to go back to the dark blue again, the Misty Moonlight, and just add a little bit more in there so they kind of blend together a little bit more. And then my last colour is Pool Party. So just going to give that a bit of a go. So with this one, I've sort of started off the page to go through into it. There's not much of a difference between that Just Jade and the Pool Party, really, is there? There we go. So anyway, that you get the idea. And then again, with this, I would actually take the darkest colour and go around the whole thing just to make it stand out. So just down there, and down there. So there we go. So that gives you that effect. And then again, just going to go with my Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays. Pop it onto there. There we go. Gives you a cool effect. Different from the first one. Same, but different. So next card, that's that one. The next one I have is this one, which you can probably guess. I've just put the Dauber straight onto the page, and give me a moment just to get a bit of cardstock there. There we go. Right, we're going to go with the Just Jade. So all you do, ink it up, press it down. And you really do want to be a bit random with this, and also go off the page, because then it sort of looks like it's continuing on to somewhere else, and it gives it the effect of sort of designer series type paper, because a designer series paper doesn't usually sort of finish at the edge of the page. So let's add a few of these ones as well. They can overlap each other, it doesn't matter. Maybe one there and a little one there. There we go. So give it a quick wave around. It's drying. It's almost dry. These inks dry really fast anyway. So next, so Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays, and pop that down onto there. I saved the darkest colour for doing the stamping with, because at least then it actually stands out. And again, I would just go around again with this darkest colour, just with that first technique of just edging it. So cool thing thing with Daubers is you can do so much with them, and they're really inexpensive. They're only $9 for the pack of 5, which I think is fabulous. So there we go. That's the next one. So now we've done 3 techniques with the Dauber. The next technique is this one here. So enter another piece of cardstock. By the way, this card is, I don't know if you can see this, but it's A4 cardstock. So you got your A4 cardstock, you cut it in half lengthways, which is 10.5 centimetres. And then you cut this part into 4, which is 7.4 centimetres all the way down, and you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. So it's nice because then you're not wasting any cardstock when you're doing this. I'm keen on not wasting cardstock. Oh, Lorraine, I meant to send you, was it you I was sending? No, it was Rain. Sorry, forget that. I was going to send somebody the dimensions of the different cardstock. So if you don't have that, just let me know and I'll email you with dimensions of how to cut A4 into various different sizes. Moving on to this one. So what I do with this is I ink up and I stamp off, and you're just going to sort of get the edges of, as opposed to stamping the whole of the sort of like down. So the last one was down like that and then lift off, whereas this one is just literally sort of picking out the edges of it. So I'm going to do the same thing with Pool Party. There's not much of a difference between these colours. I might actually use a bit of the Misty Moonlight if I can. There we go. That looks a bit better. And again, just around the edge. There we go. So it does give you a completely different look. Hang on, if I get that out of the way, you might actually be able to see it a bit better. See how it gives you such a different look by just using sort of the edges of the Dauber rather than the whole of the Dauber. So again, just ink up your wishing you the happiest of birthdays. Gee, I hope the boys have a lot of birthdays to go to when all this is over, the COVID stuff. There we go. Or potentially they might just ask me for cards for their friends, and these would be good because I think these are sort of boyish colours. Hope so anyway. There we go. So that's that one. And then what's the next one? So this one is kind of a combination of these two, because what you do with this one, let me move those two out of the way, is you're kind of inking it up and just sort of swiping it around the place. So yeah, you just want to get your finger into all sorts of different positions with that. You can sort of see I'm just wiping it all around the place like that, and I'm going to use a bit of the darker colour as well just to there we go. So sort of looks similar. Every time you do it, it'll come out differently anyway, which is, you know, one of the fabulous things, that you're never going to have a card that looks the same when you've done it in this way. And they might look similar, but they won't be exactly the same. I always like things that are different. That's probably why I'm married to Tom. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, it does look a bit different because this one has more of the actual sort of like sides of it, whereas this one's just sort of like a bit of a mishmash. Not a in a bad way though. And happiest of birthdays. Stick that on. Put down there. Give it a wave. And there you go. See? Same but different. Slightly softer in some ways. Okay, and the last part is not going to be at all appropriate in these colours, I have to say. Okay, well, you know what? I am just going to get rid of these colours because obviously this is not going to work in blues and greens. So let's move on to a couple of pinks. Let's find Ooh, Magenta Madness. Oh, I hope I've got the colours for it here. Hang on. Move that out the way. Oh, in colours, excellent. Magenta Madness. Let's pop those Daubers over there. And I didn't really think this one out, I have to admit. What colour would go nicely with Magenta Madness? Tell you what, let's try the Rococo Rose because I know that I've got the Dauber for it here as well. There we go. So, we are going to use this as a mask. Morning, Sue. Yay. Oh, and Kirsten. Hello. That is fantastic. Got more people watching. Yay. Okay, so, very excited. So this one, you're just going to go through and it gives you that effect. So just pop a few of these onto here. You can do as many as you want or as few as you want. There we go, and let's see how the Rococo Rose turns out. Oh yeah, doesn't look too bad. Just so you can actually overlap them as well, and they work like that too. See, still works. Might actually add a few more of the magenta. I'm just gonna go ahead and add. Oh, oopsie. And that's probably one of the things that you don't want to do is shove the Dauber into the wrong one, but never mind, still will work. There we go. I might just sort of like have mine going down the centre of the card, just for a bit of something different. Now with the one that I did here, I had actually punched out these two to begin with, so I've used the little small bloom punch. Just in case you don't know this, I am in Australia, so if you are in Australia and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you are most welcome to have me as your demonstrator. I would love that. And if you want to purchase anything that you see, then do let me know and I can help you out with that, or you can hop directly onto my Stampin' Up! Website to do so. So with this one, all I've done is just literally coloured up these. And if you don't have the particular colour of the paper you're wanting, this is another thing that you can do, is you can actually colour your paper the same colour as your ink, just by using the Daubers. So we've got that, and we will go with a Magenta Madness one. Such a gorgeous pink, this Magenta Madness, it really is. So we've got that and that. And the other thing that I have used on this is what's called Wink of Stella. So I don't know if you can see the sort of shimmery bits on there, they're kind of cool. So all you do with Wink of Stella is just literally wipe it on like this. It's just a case of painting it on. So we're just gonna go with some of these, and also onto here. Love the shine this brings about. One of my friends, Jenny Stewart, uses this all the time, and I always admire her projects. They always look so pretty with it. I think Rosalie does as well, because her projects are always beautiful. Right, and grab a couple of these. So a couple of dimensionals for the back of it, so these ones can just stand up on your card a little bit. So just going to pop that there, and oh, you know what I didn't do was add any green to it. So hold on 1 minute, just going to pop those down onto there, grab a little bit of green, and where's my scissors gone to? There they are. So let's just cut this flower into pieces like that. So you can probably see now that I've got 3 pieces. So in theory, had I not stuck that down, you can actually just pop that into the background there. Okay, well, we might just have to live with the fact that it's going to be stuck now to that. Although, it was probably not what I had planned, but never mind. Okay, that'll do. And I think I'm going to add just a wee bit more glue onto the back of these, because otherwise they're gonna not stick so well to the card itself. What I did with this one is I added the green bits first and then put the dimensionals on, which would have been a much better way of doing it. But there you go. I didn't. So that's that and that. And then I will grab out some of these gorgeous artistry bloom sequins, and oh, I think I'm going to go with this one. This is probably my favourite because I just love the colours that are in it. Oh, let's get rid of that. Gee, I'm glad you can't see the rest of my work surface. It's not looking terribly tidy, to say the least. There we go. Just really lifts them, putting just a little bit of bling onto it, I reckon. So a bit of sequins. So there we go. And you know, it doesn't have to be all the way cover the entire card. I am just going to edge this card again. Oops. And there we go. Just tap off, as I say, tap off the excess as much as you can before you decide to sort of smoke the outside of it, because otherwise you will end up with sort of extra lines that you go, oh, I didn't actually want that extra line there, and then you have to find another way of covering it, which is fine, because you know that's what card making is all about, is finding different ways of covering things as well. So there we go. I'm just going to move everything out the way. Oh, I was going to show you these ones as well. So these are some of the other ones that I've made up. So that is quite similar to that now, and as you can see, I put the sequins onto the card. This one is just your red, white and blue, and there's that one as well, which is quite similar to this, only a little bit darker. So that's that. Let me move these ink pads out of the way. And oh, hi Jackie. And I will review all the comments and things afterwards as well, once I've taken Josh to work, because he works at 11, so got to get him off to work too. So that is what I have created with just using Daubers. So as you can see, my little Daubers for $9. You can do so much with them. All you need is a stamp and, you know, a cutter just to cut your paper into the right size bits. And that's it. I'll just quickly show you the cards that I'm teaching for November. So if you would like either a set of these in the mail, or you would like to come and do a class with me, then do let me know. So, and we can organise that. So I'm doing 2 classes, but they can be combined as one class. So what it is there's a basic class, which this is the basic class. It is $20 for the basic class. So you can, as I say, you can get it through the mail and you can use your own stamps for it. Everything else will be cut and scored for you. And then this one is the advanced class. So there's that. There's that one. And there's this one. So again, this one is $20 just for the class on its own, or if you combine it with this set, then it's actually $35. So you make a saving of $5 if you want to combine the two. And what else can I tell you? So this is for if you're in Australia, because I don't think I'm allowed to ship it outside Australia. And yeah, I think we're done. All right, lovely. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I hope that you dig out your humble Dauber and have a go with it. Thanks. Bye.